Hey everybody, we are actually in the eye wall of a slightly stronger Ada. It is unbelievable whipping here.
This old job is always causing stress.
I'm tucking the truck here.
All I ever do is work. I don't get no rest.
Man, I got some video
first
footage.
night is on the way.
Crazy. Let me see if I can get outside.
Down in trouble walk.
You just wouldn't believe how much rocking the truck is doing. Oh shit!
Oh, man, drunk donkey IPA. Let that magic mango chase my blues away.
We're in the eye of Ada here in Key Largo.
Among my friends.
Tremendous
I
weather.
swear the page goes live.
Coming in. Currently. I'm semi-protected here by my truck, so no worries, but semi-protected. I don't want to get the camera wet, and the trees beside me are completely sideways. I'm not sure what the gusts are, but definitely this is the tropical storm. I think we're seeing a little higher gusts. I got the back turn right now and trying to keep the camera from getting wet. We're in Key Largo. We're in the eye of Ada.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Taco Tuesday. And there's the infamous Storm Chaser truck. It was also in Tropical Storm Ada. Which we're hoping that is getting fixed soon. I got parts coming. It's supposed to be here Friday. I have been vehicleless for almost a month now. Hard to imagine. But that's okay. Let me wake up Louie. So how's everybody doing? It's Tuesday. Hey, Kitron. How's it going? This is Kid Rock. I'd love to get a Kid Rock concert. What's up, Eric? Good morning. Paul Miller. Jennifer from Inglewood. I was in your neck of the woods. Inglewood. A bunch. A lot of hurricane damage down there from Ian. Holy moly. Kelly from Panama. What's up, Dave Waters? Bill Brown. Grassy Key. That sounds cool. Never been there. Phyllis, good morning. What's up? Angela from Perdido Key. Carl, we got Fiona down just my hometown here in Largo. There is nothing hitting anybody yet there, Tanner. We're going to talk about Tropics. We might have to postpone our going live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Shelly announced that yesterday. We'll see. The Tropics are waking up. They never went to sleep, really. Technically, we're still in the season. Technically, the season doesn't end until November 30th. And we got a little something brewing. So we're going to talk about it. Nothing to worry about. Way far away. We got 3 things on the NHC map we're going to get into. You need to stay awake, buddy. He puts his paws up every day now about 9:15. He knows. As soon as Sarah's on the bus, I make a cup of coffee. Little Louie puts his paws up on the chair, and he knows, man. It's like he is so conditioned for our daily brew. It's awesome. All right, we're going to say some highs here. We'll give our big shout out to our good friends at ABC Fine Wine Spirits for supporting us here at Mike's Weather Page and all that they do for us in our great state of Florida. A lot of employees and management watches us from ABC, so we thank them for that. Met a bunch of them through the years. But we're going to talk weather. That's what we do. I am an unofficial source but I do share possibilities. We got a new something brewing down in the Caribbean we're going to talk about here real quick. We're going to do about one more minute of hellos because Louis is about ready to fall asleep. Darcy from Nova Scotia. I remember listening to the bagpipes in Nova Scotia and watching the Bay of Fundy tides roll in when I was a kid. Still a kid. Now I'm a 49-year-old kid. What's up, Lori from Pensacola? Monica's back in Texas. What's up, Lily? Good morning. Jamie, good morning, Texas. A lot of Texans. Haven't had a lot of action for Texas this year. It's hard to imagine. The East Coast has been kind of slow. Texas has been kind of slow. Everything was focused on the upper Gulf the last couple of years, it seems like. And, of course, Florida now. But we need some NyQuil or Benadryl. Put the tropics to sleep, probably. Oh, man. It's nice out. Still a little chilly out there. Still fire pit weather here. We got Halloween coming up. Not going to be that cold, but cold enough for a fire pit. All right, buddy, I got to put you down. We got to talk about the weather. I love you. All right, so we're going to get right into it. Two things I want to show you. First off, who has these laying around the house? Candy corn season. Pure sugar. Oh. Pure sugar. Oh, my goodness. Renee, they say we look alike. I don't understand how that's even possible. Hey, so I got a really nice card. I wanted to do a shout out. Wrote it on my birthday. Looks like Truby Proctor, thank you, from North Carolina. Marshallburg, North Carolina. So wrote me a nice little birthday card. Thank you for that. I'll stack it in our wall of memorabilia that we'll be building in our Daily Brew little studio one day. We're going to build here in the great town of Oldsmar. But anyway, there we go. All right, so here's Tropics map. We got Anthony from New Jersey. Today, I think Sandy was like being talked about, right? Today was not the birth of Sandy, was it? But today was a big day for Sandy. I think it just crossed over Cuba today. Was it 2010? I don't even know the year. Excuse me for that. But many years ago, Sandy was forming early stages. And that video I shared earlier was Ada. That was November 2 years ago. So colors are in full swing, Mark Hall says. How about that? Gotta love it. Stacy from St. Thomas. All right. Kurt Nessa says, worst candy ever. All right. Here, let the snoring begin. I actually have Hunter on the couch today. So you might not hear. Up 10 years ago. Yep. Okay. 10 years ago today. That's why I got the 10 in my head. It was 10 years ago. I don't know why I was thinking 10 years ago, not 2010. Yeah, Sandy was. I was around then. We were talking Sandy. I was tracking it. We were tracking it. We saw the model split. Some had it going out to sea. Some had it curving up into New England area. It was when the storm turned subtropical. There was some debate back then because the NHC wasn't doing advisories on subtropical storms back then. So we went through a spell. I don't think that they even had advisories up, and then they changed, I think, during that storm to make sure that we still had advisories for the Northeast, because it was a subtropical storm technically, but it was bad. 2012 got me right. 12. Thank you, Kathy. So we're streaming live on Twitter. Hello, Twitter peeps. Hello, YouTube. YouTube growing a little bit. Might have to do a little YouTube video today. There's a lot of anxious folks. All right, so let's go through what's happening, and then we'll talk about this guy down here. So this is what I've been mentioning, or not me, everybody, but we've been mentioning this a lot over the last week. Actually, there's a tropical wave that's going to be nearing the Caribbean this weekend. It's going to be something to talk about. So we got this orange guy. Let's talk about the orange guy real quick. This is Invest 94. Here's the latest models, and there you go. So it had a brief window. It really looked like it was going to be named yesterday. It really did. Even the NHC kind of said it was going to be named, but it wasn't. Had a brief spell that it started spinning, had some convection, but it's right on top of Bermuda right now, pretty much, and it's going to curve off north, maybe bring some rain to the northeast here in a couple of days, but the chances are down. It was at 70% yesterday. Now it's at 40%, so it's losing some love. We'll look at the models to see what the northeast could get. But like I said, Bermuda's getting a little bit right now from that little rains, I'm sure. We got this other area that's pulling up from, let's put the big map up. So this general area right here is expected to possibly form into something, and then Bermuda's also going to get some juice from that in a few days. So that's the other yellow area. Could be a little development, but it looks like it's going to stay off the U.S. coast. That's this guy right here, the 30% chance. Subtropical development possibly. That's because the waters are getting colder out in the Atlantic. But, right now it looks like more of a Bermuda issue than anything else. And that'll be in a few days. I'm going to show you all the models. It'll show all the impacts from all these systems. But the one that everybody's talking about, obviously, is what's coming in the Caribbean. And we do have this blob of mess rolling west. There's a song. Blob of mess rolling west. Andy Simmons, are you listening? I just wrote my first lyric to a #1 hit. Blob of juice roll. No, I forgot it. Oh, this mess rolling west. All right. So everybody's sharing a GFS. If you followed our page this year, the GFS has been everywhere, every run. If you don't like one run, just wait till the next run. It's going to be somewhere else. It's terrible. It gets people up in a panic. So yeah, we're not going to, the GFS. Outside of the Caribbean right now, there's no confidence whatsoever that this thing's going to affect even the Caribbean, the United States. It's just, we're watching this in real time. There's a lot of players in play as far as, steering currents, et cetera, et cetera. So, but it's getting closer. Now the NHC marked it, so no more speculating, right? Everybody was saying, everybody's hyping. Tropical mess rolling west. Westbound and down. We could do an old Smokey and the Bandits theme. Martin, yeah, the Euro is a great model. It's kind of missing this one right now. Judy, good morning, Brew Crew. M. Wood from Louisiana. I would love me some Cajun food right now. We did get some quotes on a low country boil. Is it broil or boil? For our Brew Crew party for the cruise. I'm kind of excited about that. All right, so that's what we're talking about. This is not an invest yet. There's no spaghetti models yet. It's not anything yet. It's just a blob. So let's get into it. Let's show you all the models. I got this map I found just to kind of show you. Doesn't mean anything except it's the old school model that shows October systems of where they likely go. This is based on history. Notice Texas is pretty protected because of the cold fronts coming down. But y'all know that. Y'all know that. Cold fronts come, lift systems out of the Caribbean, and they usually curve off to the northeast. And look, this is almost the exact track if you think about it. A little farther north for Ian, but this is kind of what happened with Ian, right? So anyway, this is the history of October tracks. Doesn't mean this one's going to do it. There's a history of November tracks. So a lot of this data is fed into the models. A lot of them go off past climatology too. So it's tricky. It always comes down to high pressures and, Sandy. Holy cow. 2 models had it doing this. 2 models had it doing that. I mean, there was mass confusion with Sandy on the models. GFS had it out to sea. The Euro had it into the U.S. So, we had a high pressure roll in from Canada, and it kind of messed everything up, if you remember right. All right, so let's go right into it. Tropical Tidbits. I don't think Tropical Tidbits has been updating. Man, I gotta have to eat. I hope he knows that. But his GFS hasn't been updating. So there are other sources for models out there. We don't, I got some other sites. We'll show you the GFS on another site. So if you're wondering why the GFS hasn't updated, it hasn't updated yet on Levi's site yet. So it has run. I'm going to show you. But let's look at other models. So we look at early on. This is what we do. We look at more ensembles at this point. I do, anyways. So let's go to the Euro first. Ensembles are all a little bit different brains. And again, so let's do the East Coast thing. Let me get this out of the way. So, all right, real quick. I don't want to not talk about those other two systems. But let me show you what we're looking at. So here is leftovers from Index 94 there. This is tomorrow into Thursday. Again, it doesn't look like it's going to organize. This is Invest 94. This is the orange area. It looks like more of a northeast rainmaker in a couple days. Our other system gets going here, and you can see broad rotation Friday, 10-10, 10-11, close enough to Bermuda that they're watching it. So in a few days, Bermuda on the other yellow area, and then it just kind of sits out there. So that, possible this is Friday. We could have a very weak tropical system. This is Bermuda right here. I always hit this stupid button. This is Bermuda right there. So that's been the trend on that. Canadian model puts it right on top of it on Saturday, 10-10. The Icon, we love the Icon. It's weak, system. So, nothing. Those two systems looks like anything to worry about. Bottom line. So New England rain's coming Wednesday, Thursday from Invest 94. You can see it here. That's it. All right. So now we're going to talk about our Caribbean spot. So Caribbean spot. Let's take a look. So we're going to look at the ensembles first off. I love the ensembles. It's all the little different thinkings of like the Euro and stuff. I think I'm going to have a candy corn, by the way, because I love candy corn. Oh, gosh, like sugar. You keep my mouth closed, though. I need a little sugar. All right, so we do have this wave, technically, coming. Here's what the Euro's showing. It's a low rider. Sometimes these low riders we've seen over the years, and this year especially, have a hard time with land interaction. It is going to bring a lot of juice to the Caribbean. So we have a lot of people watching the islands. So pretty much what we're doing here is watching. There's a wave technically about right here, and there's another wave right here. But all this juice is sliding west. So you will get rain in the lower part of the islands as these waves come at you. So, somewhere around the 31st, first is where we're watching here. So that's what we're going to get at right now. So today's the 25th. So it's going to take a few days to get to here. I saw one weather report circled this area and said we have a new tropical disturbance. And it was a big network. It wasn't a weather channel. But we don't have a tropical disturbance there. It's over here. This is the one that's going to be here in 5 days. Somewhere in this mess right here. Somewhere right in here is going to be here in about 5 days. All right, so here's your ensembles. So this is Halloween, November 1st. These little dots are indications of low pressure areas that could be forming. So there's high confidence from the Euro. We're at least going to see low pressure down here in the lower Caribbean. Where it goes after that, a lot of the Europeans keep it going west into Central America. I will say that. Some of them pull them north. This is like the following week, Saturday the 5th. So, it's scattered. Once this thing, November 1st, comes around, models are everywhere. Bottom line. But high confidence, at least we can see low pressure developing around Halloween. We show the same ensemble. By the way, this is tropicaltidbits.com if you're wondering. This is their ensemble means here. The GFS, a little quicker developing system. Shows our Halloween, all our little dots here entering the Caribbean. The latest trend of the GFS has been more up, kind of the classic November style storms. Some have it going a little more deeper into the Caribbean, into the November 2nd, 3rd. So again, bottom line, some of these models are doing this, some 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 are doing this. So there's no reason to get any nerves right now because the models are everywhere. We have no consistency right now. And nobody knows. Nobody can guess. You can guess, but it's too early in the process to be sharing like a GFS run and get everybody worked up because it's going to change. But what is confidence is this wave here is going to be entering the Caribbean this weekend. You go to the 00Z on the GFS runs, you can kind of get an idea there. You know, yesterday's 18Z. You know, so it's just too early. The Euro has been pretty consistent about it sticking around in the Caribbean. I will show you the latest Euro does have a few more pulling north. And then the latest Canadian, here you go, Halloween, bunch of ensembles. So that confidence is pretty high that we're going to see something in the lower Caribbean around Halloween. Individual model runs, the Euro, good news, right? Not showing anything right now. It does show a little bit of that vorticity coming in, crossing a lot of land, very weak setup down here, Halloween. Keeps it going west, weaker west into Central America. That's right. That's, you know, kind of good news. Here's our subtropical system possibly this weekend for Bermuda. Not showing up as far as very organized, if you're wondering what that is. And that keeps it going northeast, typical. But Euro not showing much. Doesn't mean anything right now because there's a lot of ensembles showing that it is going to try to do something. The Canadian has been pretty consistent. I will give it that. Here we go. This is Halloween. Canadian, $9.99. And kind of gets it close to our buddy John. This is next, the first. You know, these are more realistic setups based on history more than anything. And then good morning to Shelly, by the way. Shelly, I got your message on George Strait. That probably would be a little more chilled out, sitting in a chair. Clarence, appreciate that. Thank you, Kayla. Renard, appreciate it. Alex, yeah, it's too early in the game, Alex. I just worry when people start sharing individual runs. Ada was late November. Hell, I was up there at Hurricane Zeta late October. Lisa, you're my little yellow dot girl. Mike's on sugar, Shelly. Well, tonight's Taco Tuesday. Tonight's highlight. I'm excited about my highlight. All right. Katie Gregory, how you doing? Ethan? Quickie tonight? I don't know, Ethan. Probably not. It's a little too early. I will see. Sherry, I appreciate that. She says she loves our page. Got a new logo, by the way. Check this out. I'll share it with you guys. Hey, we are doing a live tomorrow. Special live from Decks and Docks. We're going to be doing our raffle on Halloween Day. Let me see, did I even post? I was going to post a little teaser thing, but I didn't do it yet. So we'll do that later today. But we're going to be doing an awesome raffle. So watch for a live tomorrow around 5 o'clock. Oh, I need to stick to the Tropics right now. All right, so here's a Canadian model. And, you know, whatever, you know. Here we go. So that's what the Canadian's showing. The Canadian hasn't been very good this year, but it's always been consistent, and it seems like it does a pretty good job of not making knee-jerk reactions. So, it's a very believable forecast. This is Halloween, and it does kind of have that bend starting to happen. Excuse me, and this run goes into the Yucatan. But who knows, right? There's a big-ass front coming. You can see that coming, which ultimately means a curve. Did I just say a big-ass front? Hey, look at that, David. You just found a new ABC in Fort Lauderdale. Well, go in there and tell them you're an MWP watcher, and they'll probably say, huh? Not everybody watches us. That's okay. All right, the icon. Everybody knows we love the icon, right? So the icon's been really consistent with the same thing. So I'm going to show you some cool vorticity maps that shows our wave making its way through and that juice out there that's happening right now. Like I said, you always look at things like surface charts. I do, anyways. That's things I'm evolving into. Technically, they have a surface chart. This morning's showing that tropical wave. This is kind of a general area. This is not the wave that we're watching. We're basically watching all this juice here, if you're wondering what we're talking about. This is the juice. Somewhere in this mess right here is what we're watching. Somewhere in this juice is going to make its way. And it's going to be a low rider. So we got Trinidad, Tobago, lower Caribbean there. We're going to have initially some rains coming your way in just a couple days. This is all going to make its way across. All right, so here, let's look at the icon. This is my favorite model of all time. I love the icon. This is October 30th. We start to see low pressure coming. I guess, technically it could be. I don't think so. I've seen this too, man. I don't know. It's in that blob. I looked at some wind maps. I'm going to show you here in a minute. There's really no sign of where the seed is right now. It's going to take time to develop. There's no true circulation happening right now. But here is a good map. This is the icon. This is showing you the 29th, low pressure. And there you go, the 30th. And look what we got there, 31st. We're starting to see a little bend south. Now the icon, I'll say it because it's proven, this is proven very true all the time this year. The icon is great for sniffing out tropical systems, but it's not the greatest track. And if you notice, the CMC over the year has been a little bit more trending too much west. So icon is good for formation. This is Halloween. Clear signature of a low pressure in the lower Caribbean. That's just 5-6 days from now. The GFS is the same exact timestamp. Look at that. Way slower. And this was yesterday's run. This isn't today's run. So we're going to go look at the GFS. Now look at this. So here's the Canadian. This is where you really start to take notice, because you got the Canadian model right here. Smack dab below Jamaica. Halloween. Go to the icon. Halloween. Right there. So you got two pretty decent models showing the same exact thing. And then you go to the Euro showing Zippo. So that is here's the 31st. Well, you do have, it does show it very, very, very weak. You can look at the wind barb. So we do have three models south of Jamaica, the exact same timestamp, showing a general low pressure area to watch. So that is definitely confidence that we're going to probably see a little something. Really zooming in here on the 31st on Levi's site right here. Very weak low pressure system showing, but it's there. So anyway, the three models. All right, so let's go look at color models here, and we'll look at some other stuff. Let's go to the GFS. I'll have to do it over here in weather models until we get that updated over there. So let's go to GFS, which I hate, but I show it anyway. It was terrible. Terrible model. Terrible. Bad model. You're a bad model. All right, well, let's just stick with this one here. We got to go a little more. I want to get everybody in the picture here. So let's do the Caribbean. All right. So here is, well, let's do a little more sexier map. I like the 851 better. Is it on this one? I guess we can do this one. All right. So here is our blob rolling in. This is the latest GFS 6Z. You can see the general wave here, the 27th, nearing the islands. It comes in, starts to wrap up a little bit. Fast development. This is Halloween. So one thing to note about the GFS is that it's different, but it's kind of not different. All the three other I always do that. All right, so let's go around and then go down here. All right, so this is the 31st. Here's Jamaica, right here. And all the other models are about right here. So 3 models are on the X. GFS is developing it and keeping it kind of slow. So it makes you wonder what it's thinking. But here's the latest GFS. Strong developing system. It goes over Hispaniola and then it goes out to sea. So, hey, that would be good for everybody but the Caribbean, right? Would be bad, of course, for Puerto Rico and Hispaniola and the Dominican Republic, but that's the latest GFS. Overnight, GFS, totally different. I mean, it's such a bad model, man. Here's what it did overnight. Went across Jamaica, and then it spits out another one. It's a BOGO. I mean, so stupid. Oh, my God. And then the 18Z last night, look at what it did. Here's what the 18Z did. It kept it going over Jamaica, and then it turned into Florida. And that had everybody worked up. I saw people sharing that one like, oh my God, 384 hours away. That's November 9th. Terrible. But the biggest takeaway, here's the 12Z yesterday. 12Z, trying to load. It says, please wait. Okay. Here's what the 12Z showed yesterday. And it had it. I think it had it going to the Gulf. So we've had this. There we go. This is yesterday's 12Z. This is loading slower, but look at that. So, I mean, this is how bad a GFS is. Let me leave it here. So in the last several runs, the GFS has had a system here, 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 and here. I mean, can it be more or worse? We've had a system hit Yucatan, Upper Gulf, off the coast of Florida, and then east of Bermuda. That's why you don't know. As far as environmental conditions go, there is going to be low wind shear. Let me show you the water temperatures. Let's check out a cool little water temperature map that I got. We can take a look at that. Sea surface temperatures, usually they say 80 degrees is the magic number. Usually. So this is where we're at. This is anomaly. Let's take a look at sea surface temperatures. So the 80 degrees is what they want, but look at this. It's still 85 in the Caribbean. 84.9, 84.8, 84.9, 85. So the water is plenty warm. It's still hot. 85.3 below Jamaica. It's 85.6 up by Cuba. It's still 84 south of Key West. 82 off Florida West Coast. So we got the loop current still strong. It's still 84 degrees. So the water's plenty hot enough. Tropics don't care that it's October 25th right now. Trust me. They don't know the difference. Ocean heat content is still very, not concerning, but I mean, there's a lot of heat potential down in that Caribbean. Anytime you get yellows and oranges and reds, that's how hot the water is below the surface. We show this map a lot. Early in the season, it doesn't have any of these colors. As a matter of fact, let me pull one up here, history. But this is my presentation slide, but I got a good graphic here I want to show you on the heat potential map that shows you what it looks like in March compared to now. If I can find it. I've been adding so many new slides. I got some new ones coming. Where the hell is it? What the hell's going on here? That's 3 cuss words in one day. I should probably stop. But if you got any kids watching, that's bad, Mike. All right, so here's the ocean heat content map. This was based on Irma. Let me say hi to everybody real quick. Hey, we got some Tinder links again. What's up with that? Greg messaged me yesterday that we had Tinder links. I'm like, what are you doing clicking on them? Cool. Yeah, Oprah. Yeah, everybody gets a hurricane. All right, so this is a cool map. This is the ocean heat content map. Notice in March, this is just a random imagery in March, but look, there's almost no hot water below the surface. Even in November, this is typical when I'm in this graph. Look at this is what you normally see in November. The heat potential is dissipating fast. Look at when we had Irma in September, we had a lot of red. So back to the graphic, the water temperature anomalies are still a little bit above average in the Caribbean. So there's plenty of heat in the Caribbean. Just leave it there. Any other maps? So shears on the rise. Looking at some future maps here. Let me show you a couple things now. So the Euros, what I've see here is a slow progression with the euro that is starting to really pick up on our possibility for something down here. Every run, it's getting a few more members starting to think the idea, and we're starting to see a few of them pulling up a little bit. So nothing solid yet, but the euro is starting to show more signs that we can see some sort of development in the Caribbean. So, that one. Another one that I'm taking note to is my the blend of color map that I really like. This one. We go to a tropical storm. We haven't had any tropical storm color yet, but we do now. And this is first part of November here, November 2nd. You can start to see a little bit more chances, and you can kind of see the thinking with the euro on this run. So yesterday we didn't have any tropical storm formation color. We had a lot of obviously tropical depression color, but starting to see a little bit more chances of this thing trying to develop down there. Now we look at shear. It appears so far that the shear is going to be low. We're doing a warm up right now in our area. We don't really have a true cold front coming down, so there's going to be a week here of pretty stagnant winds north of our system. And that could, help a little bit of development if this thing tried. But overall, we look at shear here. No, let's look at, where's a good shear map? I guess, let's click them all until I find the one I want. I guess we could look at this one. So our shear anomaly, or both, I use both of them. So what we're looking at is the darker reds and yellows and oranges are your shear predictors, and it's hard to predict shear long range. However, we'll look at it anyways. It's still loading. Come on, there we go. All right, here's the 29th. Let's go to about the 30th. All right, so sometime around the 30th, you can see general greens and blues. No strong indication of wind shear ahead in the lower Caribbean. If we had something to look like that, that's a lot of wind shear. That's a lot. But for the time being, it looks like we're going to have a window here of low wind shear. This is the 3rd of November. So if you look in the Caribbean right here, we're looking at lower wind shears on the latest euro. So that's one factor. You start looking at long range, environmental conditions ahead. And then we look at the GFS, which isn't bad for stuff like this. Here's the 31st of October. Here's the first. Let's go to the third. And so there we go. So here's the second. Here's the third. You can see the GFS kind of saying the same thing. Low wind shear. So, it's got a little window. Hot water, low wind shear. MJOs, kind of in a neutral state. And we had the juice. We're still orange. I sound like that kid. Look at this little guy. But it's still, yesterday I really thought we were going to get to this Invest 94. Look at that little sucker. Anybody, is there a Lori Rye? Look at the blue. This is Bermuda. Look at this. I mean, it's crazy. Look at that right here. Look at that cute little guy. This is Invest 94. There's Bermuda right here. That little blue thing is Bermuda. But look at that. The little spitter, man. It's got to be the teeniest little tropical low in history. It barely is the size of the island of Bermuda. But there's no convection with it, really. That's so cute. Oh, my God. Let's zoom in on it. I don't know if you can zoom in on that one. Let's zoom in on it. Oh, this is going to be a cool shot. Check this out. Oh, this is so cute. Look at that. Would you look at that? That's so awesome. So this is live. This is on Weather Nerds. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God, it's crazy looking. But there's no convection. You got to have convection with low pressure systems in order to be classified. And this is all low level winds, but I don't think there's any convection with it at all. We're fixing to find out. Yeah, there's none. There's a little bubble. There's no. So it's a tropical system without juice. It's a dry tropical system. It's a non-alcoholic tropical system. That is why we don't have Invest 94 developed. But man, it sure looks sexy. It's a sexy little guy. Cyclonic Weather, I love this site. It has the old school red, blue-green satellite imagery. So let's take a look at that. I don't know why it's so hard to find this one. This is a great map, though. Look at that. So it's loading. Loading. Well, that ain't good. Let's just stop it right there. Well, let's put it right there. All right, so here's the current look, too. Yellow, lower level clouds, indicating a naked swirl. That is a naked swirl. If we had an ice cream shop, we would have flavors like naked swirl, linguine. What was the word yesterday? I forget. Shelly, what did I use yesterday? I forget the word. I said some weird word yesterday. MJO map. Hey, James Fort, how's it going? You got 12,000 cruisers. So John, how many ships at a time show up at the Caymans? Is that kind of fun? I think my perfect day, if I lived down there, would be just watch the tourists, man. I love watching people. I would love to go to a little local bar when the cruisers got up. Man, that's got to be my bucket list, man. Watch the cruisers get off the ship. Just watch them. Pecan pie, Mike. Pecan pie. Oh, solidity. They actually blocked it. Chris, why would they block your word? Solidity. Look at that, Tom. My man. Tom, going on the cruise. It's the seltzer Mark Hall. This is the seltzer version of a tropical system. So again, I don't think in New England, and nobody's going to. The original forecast stands. Probably no impacts to the United States from Invest 94. So yeah, all right. So that's that. remember the intensity model yesterday was showing a category 1. That's why this intensity model map sometimes is not, and this is not Levi's. This is his site just has the data, so I'm not bashing him at all. I'm just saying intensity models are bad sometimes. And yesterday it showed a hurricane. A lot of them showed a hurricane. So here's your anomaly map. I like this map too. It kind of shows you that the waters are above average, a little bit down there in the Caribbean. So yeah, but that's all we can talk about right now. We do have storms today to talk about. We do have a tornado threat today. A little worried about this later on. Daytime heating. That's a large area. They extended it north into Tennessee. Tornado's got a pretty big area and 5%. That usually means we're going to have a tornado watch. So that's Mississippi and Alabama later today. So got to keep an eye on that. This frontal line is going to weaken a little bit. It's not a typical cold front. It's got a little bit of remnants from Rosalind from the Pacific, actually, and it's a lower system. So it's not really bringing down that cold Arctic air. But as far as radar goes, it's pretty dang. I mean, that's it. Look at this sucker. Is this not a sign of winter? Check this out. Let's pull up the old radar scope. This is what it looks like. Let's zoom out. Let's go to New Orleans radar. How about that? Let's go to New Orleans. Let's go to KLIX. Oh, then I somehow end up over there. How did I end up in Tampa Bay? Come on. We're going to go to KLIX and take a look there. There you go. There's a live look at the radar. I always get these stupid buttons confused. Now, one of them gives me back to Tampa. There we go. All right. So that's it. Pretty dang healthy looking, right? There you go. All the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. Just passed through Morgan City right now. There it is. Skinny old cold front line. Look at that sucker, man. That is awesome. That's live. But anyway, here's what it's going to look like in the big picture. This is coming up today. This little line's working its way through Mississippi here in a little bit. And there we go. Here we go. There's the main low. It's all the way up through Tennessee. So we're going to have storms all the way through Kentucky. But look at that. I mean, it's pretty impressive low pressure system spinning across the middle part of the U.S. I love watching these things progress. That's a clear-cut low pressure going up. But here's what we got tonight. This is later tonight. So, midnight in Montgomery. Legitimately, look at this. Oh, we're going to miss it. There's about midnight right there. So we were saying midnight Montgomery yesterday. It's going to be 10 o'clock in Montgomery. We got to rewrite the song. 10 p.m. in Montgomery. But anyway, there's our storm line. This is this afternoon. Pretty healthy looking storm line all the way from St. Louis all the way down into the Gulf. We got to worry about them daytime heating storms. This is Alabama, Mississippi right here. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to be watching this line this afternoon. So, yeah, definitely going to be tornado watch up. Almost guaranteed through this line right here today. And it's going to make its way through Atlanta tonight over midnight. But it starts to loosen punch. However, for our good old buddies and gals in Pensacola Panhandle area, you are going to get some tonight. Rain. Here's this evening into midnight. Boom, there's midnight. So it could be inching in on Tallahassee. Midnight. And, here's tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, starting to peter out. So there's 7 o'clock tomorrow, Wednesday. But that line will skinny dip. Got a lot of weird puns today, man. It's the skinny dipping down to Florida, man. We got to write a dictionary of words. Skinny dipping down through Florida. I hope you're writing this down, Shelly. Skinny dipping down through Florida. Because it's skinny and it's dipping. But here's 11 o'clock tomorrow. It's already started to peter out a little bit. Little bit of lingering rain. This is a frontal line. Not a lot. Storms aren't going to really be that big a deal tomorrow compared to today. Tampa Bay, my hometown, we could get it tomorrow about noon, 1 o'clock. It looks like. This will probably speed up. All fronts speed up. Everything speeds up in the wintertime. So we'll see if it actually ends up here more mid-morning. But there you go. There's a skinny little line early afternoon tomorrow. And that's it. Look at that. Bye-bye. Temperatures coming up. Let's see what Halloween looks like. We're in that 7-day window now. We can look at temperatures. I'm excited about Halloween. I love Halloween. Here's temperatures. Let's look at high temperatures today. That's pretty hot. There's our frontal line. You can see it. Tomorrow, high temperatures for Wednesday. Not really a huge cool down. 80s across the East Coast, down in Florida, down in lower Texas tomorrow. Thursday, 80s for South Texas. 80s for Florida. 60s to 70s for everybody else for highs on Thursday. Friday, things are cooling down a little bit for everybody but the Florida Peninsula. Upper 80s. Mid 80s for the Florida Peninsula. This is Friday. Saturday, pretty much nice day for everybody but the Florida Peninsula. High temperatures for Saturday, 60s to 70s for everybody but the Florida Peninsula. Sunday, the same. There you go. Monday, Halloween day. Kind of warm. 81 here in Tampa, 84 Orlando, 85 Miami, 70s for everybody else, 60s into Tennessee. So that's Halloween day. Let's look at Halloween night. Halloween night. Halloween night. Oh, goodness, it's not up yet. Darn it. Kind of give you an idea here. Here's Sunday night. Sunday night, kind of like Monday night. 60s, pretty much. Everybody else is in the 50s and 40s. No major cool down coming. Here's tomorrow. So pretty much 30s are only going to make it down to maybe the Kentucky line, a little bit into Tennessee. So this is Thursday. Low temperatures. Really not going to see 50s very deep into Florida at all. Some in the Panhandle. So yeah, it's going to be 60s for Florida for the next 5 or 6 days for everybody in the Peninsula. Peninsula South doesn't get into the 50s. So this is not a true cold front like we just saw. No snow in the mountains. This is low temperature Sunday night. Look at most of this is 40s and 50s all through here. So no crazy cold coming for Halloween. And I don't want to go farther than that because what we've learned in winter, you go out more than a week, things change. And we're keeping these to 30 minutes, right, Shelly? Yeah, too much cake, Katie Haley. Yeah, that one candy corn. Hey, we got more Tender likes over there. What's up with that? There's nothing in my coffee. Actually, I don't know. I'm feeling good. All right, Olivia. Yeah, we just talked a whole bunch about it. If you could write a book, man, let's do it. It'd be the #1 seller in all of the rest of the areas across the nation. So, all right. So that's that. Storms today. So let's put the big map on. Let's talk about things. Let me go to Weather Nerds. We'll end it with a big old John Madden session of graphics here. Let's just pull it up here. Look at that. Perfection. All right. Look at the juice, man. That's crazy. All right. Shoot, this is your ITCZ line, your Intertropics Convergence Zone. It's where the winds come up from the south, they come down from the north, they all meet in the middle and create this layer of moisture, basically your equator line, but it wiggles around, moves around a lot. But this is awesome. This is a lot of juice out there. A lot of juice. This is what we're looking at. So, upper level low today, bringing in storms to watch today. That's today. This little area is non-existent, and it's probably not going to do anything. This is Invest 94. No worries there. Bermuda could be seeing some of this juice come up in the weekend, Friday, Saturday. There could be a little something tropical trying to develop, subtropical. The waters are cold. So yeah, this whole general area here could reach Bermuda this Friday, Saturday. The bigger story on everybody's radar is this mess right here. It's somewhere down in here is a tropical wave that's going to likely try to get going sometime around the 31st. This has kind of been the average somewhere around here on the 31st. So anybody obviously in the Caribbean should be watching close. For now, if this system does form somewhere down here and start, pulls north unexpectedly, which history says it does. History usually says things ultimately curve this time of year. So that's kind of, we got history, and then we got some models. We got some going to the Yucatan into the 3rd and 4th of November. But generally, we got a low pressure area that's trying to develop here over the weekend. And it's on the NAC map now, so there's no more speculating. It's official. We have that right there. It's official. Let me get it all in the window there. There it is right there. Boom. Drum roll, please. So that's what we're watching. And that's all I got. That's all I got. So, fun times. Katie, you coming on our cruise? Who's coming on our cruise? We got a big cruise coming up, man. I heard Eric Burris talking about our cruise, man. We actually are like, I think we got more than I expected right now. So it's going to be great. Kim has been doing a phenomenal job handling things. We've been working with the hotel. We're planning on a party at the hotel Sunday. I want to do a shrimp broil I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we're going to have a brew crew party and a pre-cruise party. We're working with a band. The hotel gave us the all clear on music, so that's the Sunday before the ship leaves. So we're going to try to do something fun Sunday before for those that aren't on the ship that want to hang out with all of our fans. So if you live in Florida or the Southeast and you want to come down, I think we're going to start putting the hotel information in our brew crew section here on Facebook for our supporters, and let everybody know about the hotel that we're staying at, because it's an awesome tropical oasis there in the Cape, and we got a special room rate for the Sunday. So that's fun. The cruise is going to be unbelievable. Scavenger hunt planned on Coco Cay for the kids. But we're also going to do something on the ship for the kids. So they're going to have a couple things to do. Royal's really big about kids and stuff. So we're going to do some sort of a get together on the ship and have the kids a special occasion for the kids. And Kim is going on our cruise. She's going to help be the Julie of Love Boat. Let's do the Love Boat cast and take a look here. Let's see. The Love Boat cast. I'll see if I can find a picture. But remember Julie? Julie was the host. Remember? I think she was the girl that... I got some old school glasses. This picture doesn't have room for Shelly in it, though. We got to find another girl. Oh, there are two girls here on this one. All right, let's see what this one looks like. This one might be the one. I don't know. I used to watch the Love Boat. Here's the Love Boat. All right, so this could be... I don't know who. All right, so we'll just say that's Kim. There's Shelly. I guess I'll be the guy with glasses, because if you saw my old pictures, there's me, and then here's Sean. So we don't have any Isaac. We don't have anybody for Isaac yet, or the captain. But there's your MWP crew. There we go. That's your host for the cruise coming up. Oh my God, I used to watch all those shows. It was great. Good times. Let's see what the power outage situation here. We'll go to our Furman power outage map here. We are Florida, 26,000 people. What happened? What the heck happened? Oh, Jacksonville had a big... See, that's where you got to click on the county. Still 8,000 people down in Lee County, but something must have happened up in Jacksonville. We got 16,000 people out of power in Jacksonville, but our hurricane area is down to 8,000. So Texas was 68,000 people without power right now. Look at that. Texas got these storms. That's our frontal line. I always like looking at the power outage map. Texas was 68,000 right now without power. That's because of our strong frontal line. That's crazy, man. 68,000 people in Texas. Always interesting to click on that in the mornings and see what kind of trouble we got. Is our buddy Jason watching? I'll be the captain. No, you don't want me driving that ship. I have a 20-foot Stingray deck boat. I have a hard enough time driving that thing. I've been chatting. My buddy Jason tagged me today, and Frank, they're our good friends at Coastal Claims. They're working hard, obviously, with Hurricane Ian, but we always encourage everybody. We have a lot of great supporters on our page. They're all fellow Mike's Weather Page fans. We don't have anybody that supports us that isn't a fan. That would be kind of silly, right? But if you need any help, obviously, with the Hurricane Ian, especially, reach out to Coastal Claims. They'll work hard for you. They're great people. Located here in Florida, and they definitely have a lot of great feedback and great reviews. So check them out. They're good people. Good people. Good people. All right. Well, we'll be live tomorrow. Tropics are kind of in a watch, wait, and see mode right now. There's really no reason to speculate. Look at this funny looking guy. What's he doing? Looks like a big old face. Whoa. It's a ghost. Everybody take your head. Look at this. All right, take your head. Everybody do it together. We'll all do it together. All right. Everybody look at the screen, right? And turn your head to the left. I'm looking like I'm going to the right, but actually turn your head to the left, and you see Casper, the spirit of Halloween. Casper the ghost. See the eyeballs? Come on, you see it. I know you do. All right, that's it. So let me say some last hellos here real quick. Phil, there's my boy Greg Montgomery. I wouldn't trust Phil being my captain. He doesn't watch me. He's a terrible captain. No, he's not. Mr. Greg Montgomery. Montgomery Gentry. Hey, Bobby. There is an eclipse today. Right, Bobby? Bobby? Hurricane Harbor. I think there's an eclipse today. Invest. Glad you asked that. I love hurricane questions. Fever XR on YouTube. Invest is not a problem right now. Invest 94. Dry as a bone. Totally naked swirl. No convection with it. Might bring some rains. New Jersey northward a little bit. Coastal. Maybe Maine. Maybe. Doesn't look like it's anything right now. Chances have been lowered. The waters are cold. So no convection with it right now to worry about. Right now. It was, it's right smack dab over top of Bermuda right now, but there's no rain with it. So anyway, Kimberly says she sees it. Everybody now has neck pain because they all had to turn their head. Look at Jennifer's even found a Casper emoji. How'd you do that? A lot of cruisers, man. Look at that. Bell bottoms. Oh, we do have an eclipse. I think I kind of remember the last. I don't know. I don't really get into that eclipse stuff. I do, I guess. All right. Well, hey, oh my goodness. Hey, Steve, what's up, my racing buddy? Steve from Pensacola. I did a little live with Ricky Carnoodle. Ricky Carnoodle lives in the Outer Banks. But we did a little live on the Snowbird yesterday. Brian Davis was in there. It was pretty fun. I got my race thingy I do in the wintertime. I love doing still. It's always fun. But anyway, yeah, Halloween's here. I'm excited. Look up. Here's my spider. So the funny story with our spider, we bought this spider on the way to Talladega before Sarah was born. Emily was like 3 or 4 years old. Now she's 16. But we bought this spider. It shows up. I don't know how. Sarah hides this thing. She puts it under Julie's pillow. And Julie goes to bed and it's like actually literally screams. She's like, ah! And then she put it on my coffee thing the other day. I put it on the shower thingy, squeegee thingy the other day, and when she pulled it down, it fell. So we have more darn fun with this stupid spider. And so today it was on my chair. That's why it's up here now. And then I hear Sarah over there giggling. She loves it, man. It's awesome. It's great. Cool beans. All right. We'll be back tomorrow. We were supposed to go live only Monday, Wednesday, Friday starting November next week. We always go live more in May. We try to do the tropical season, but the season usually begins in May anymore. So we do daily in May, but we were going to cut back to Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Kind of, we get bigger crowds on the 3 days versus the 5 days because, the anticipation is so great. But if this thing does obviously turns tropical, we'll be live, and we'll be live a lot as we were with Ian. That was a long couple weeks there tracking Ian, but you can always count. I will be on it a lot. So hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully it peters out. But I think the thing that catches my eye more than anything is just all this tropical juice out here. You know, we really haven't seen signs of this being that juicy in a while. So there is a lot of moisture. And Bobby knows that I'm going to show her favorite map here, the precipitable water map. This one kind of picks up spin and the moisture in the atmosphere. And you can see a lot of moisture down here. You don't really see any clear spinach yet. It takes time. You might argue this little guy right here, the tail end of it, around the 40-degree mark. You look at other things like the Knoll School site's a good one for the wind map. Keep it on 850s. This is a good rule of thumb. Doesn't really, no right or wrong there. But anyway, you know, you can kind of see the wind's trying to maybe, you know, spin something up. A little bump. There's our wave. So when you look at the surface charts, this is where the NHC marked our tropical wave right here. You can see the little bump. Then we have a wave right here, little bump. But this little guy right here, like I said earlier, shows up very well on the surface charts. This guy right here, little tropical wave. So that could be the one that they're watching, you know. It's hard to tell. So anyway, nothing to worry about right now. But yeah, we're going to have the dogs dressed up at Halloween tomorrow for our little photo shoot because we're doing a giveaway for a Yeti. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a lot of fun. I like that, Greg. Do something good for a stranger. My good deed of the Ian, I felt really good about it. So there, and I had a dream about this the other day. But anyway, so when I was it Placida? Is that how you say it? Placida? I'm butchering it. It's, you know, near Rotunda, near Inglewood. But anyway, I went into that mobile home park and it was bad. Like every third house was completely destroyed. Well, they're all destroyed, but I'm talking like gone, like total down to the ground. So when I pulled in, there was a guy working on his truck. So I pulled in and I saw him. And then when I was leaving, he was still out there working on his truck. So I decided to stop, you know, and turned out they evacuated to Michigan. And they just got home, and their house was less damaged than most. It had a few windows broken, part of the roof was gone. There's crap everywhere, you know. And he had to change his brakes because they were bad, and they got home safe, but they had to be in their 80s. The wife had to be, you know, I would guess upper 80s, sweet lady. And we talked about NASCAR, we talked about the storm, we talked about Michigan, we talked about Florida. She offered me chicken. She was so sweet. I helped him with his brakes. He had trouble with his line, and we got that line on. And then I was thinking of my dad. I'm like, you know, I don't want people helping me. So I was like, I'm going to let you know, I'm going to go. And, you know, I think they were from Georgia. So he had that kind of sarcastic one-liners, you know, and he looked at me and he goes, "You're going to leave during the hardest part?" And I kind of chuckled because she whispered to me, "Help him with the tire." So we got the tire on, you know, and it was just a cool moment. I hope they're doing good. They had each other, right? That's all you need. I mean, it's really weird until you go through one of these storms when you see the people, you know, the resiliency, is that the word I'm looking for? Just the spirit. But it was a great moment for me. I felt good about it, you know. So like Greg just said, do something for somebody, and it does make you feel good. It does. People that don't expect it, right? It's always good. So you never know when somebody's going to have to repay. And I'm still watching the internet. I can't believe the amount of support that's still going on down there by the hurricane, and the Cajun Navy's doing a great job. A lot of churches and a lot of support still going down there. A lot of people feeding folks, and so it's great to see people helping people. Especially, we've learned so much over the years with hurricanes, and I think more and more people live through these things are more eager to help those that are now going through it, and so it's cool. It's all good, but it wasn't. I didn't do anything. Trust me, I didn't do anything heroic. It's just the little something I decided to do, and then the guy that runs the place came over, and he was really nice, but he pretty much said we don't want anybody in here because of looting. He basically told me I have a gun. He's like, I'm ready. I'm packing. He goes, I'm like, hey, I'm good. I'm a good guy, But it was very surreal. Anyway, all right. So we'll be live tomorrow, and nothing really to say other than that. Just keep your eye on the skies today. If you're living here in the upper Gulf, we got this big hefty line of storms from Tennessee southward. Watching for that. It's going to start petering out a little bit. Rains are going to make their way down through Florida. They're going to be skinny dipping. I'm going to post that. Skinny dipping through the state tomorrow. And then after that, I don't think we got a lot of moisture on the way. I'm going to put out my clowns. I got these 2 animated clowns that I put out every year. I love them. Obviously, I'm going to wait tomorrow. Let's see. So here's your rain today. Here's your rain tomorrow. There's your skinny little dipping line of rain tomorrow. Here is Thursday. Thursday rains. There's another little frontal line coming down, by the way. In fact, you can see this. I should have talked about this a little more. There is another little dip here. Here's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So Florida Peninsula is staying dry, but we do have another little dip, and you can see this on the long-range map here. I love this map. I found it a few years ago. It's day 3 through day 7. But look, heavy rain on 28, 29. So we have another dip in the jet. Another front coming down. Not really. It is a front. That's why we saw the cool weather. Everybody north of the peninsula. But so we do have heavy rain coming. Again, leading up to the weekend. So this is the 28th and 29th. And that's been showing up a lot. So BOGO systems for you all on the upper Gulf Coast. This is, you can hear snoring. But anyway, all right. Jennifer loves us. All right. All right. So, yep, as mentioned, we'll keep these to 30 minutes now. Only when there's nothing to talk about. All right, everybody have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll be live at 9:19 a.m.